Good afternoon, I'm Denise Tan, and here are the latest stories at this hour. The International Criminal Court Pretrial Chamber 1 has denied the request of former President Rodrigo Duterte to appeal the confirmation of charges against him. The 12-page ruling said the defense team's arguments, including claims of errors in the formulation of charges and lack of evidentiary basis, do not qualify as appealable issues. The ICC chamber earlier confirmed all 3 counts of crimes against humanity charges against Duterte. Meantime, the ICC registry said Duterte experienced several rare falls inside his detention facility. Each time, the detention staff responded immediately, provided medical assessment, and adjusted the former president's cell to improve comfort and movement. No falls have been recorded in the past 30 days. The ball is in the court of law enforcement now after the Justice Department cleared the way for the arrest of Senator Ronald Dela Rosa. The DILG has promised the full 225,000-strong force of the PNP behind the manhunt for Bato. The executive is backing the move. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said the government is prepared to take legal action in accordance with the law. She added government officials will do everything necessary to ensure justice is served. De La Rosa is facing crimes against humanity charges over the Duterte administration's war on drugs during his time as PNP chief. Castro stressed the ICC warrant remains valid while echoing the Office of the Solicitor General's description of De La Rosa as a fugitive. For its part, the OSG said the High Court's decision confirmed there is no legal impediment to enforcing the warrant against the senator. It also stressed the need to balance due process with accountability. The OSG added the country cannot simply look away from alleged crimes against humanity, with Bato's case testing the nation's commitment to justice and the rule of law. Now, Senator Robin Padilla denies helping Senator Ronald De La Rosa escape the Senate building in the wee hours of the morning of May 14. A press statement from Padilla's office states that the 2 lawmakers' departure was transparent and in plain sight of police personnel. According to Padilla, he stayed at the Senate for several days to accompany De La Rosa, who was under the upper chamber's custody. Padilla claimed to have dropped off Senator Bato somewhere in Makati, where the latter's own vehicle was waiting. From there, Padilla said he no longer asked where his fellow Duterte ally was heading next. In the same statement, Senator Robin also rejected the fugitive label on De La Rosa last week. At the time, the PNP and NBI were standing down upon orders from President Marcos not to serve the ICC warrant of arrest just yet. That to Padilla indicates that Bato leaving the Senate premises cannot be considered an escape. In related news, MMDA General Manager and former PNP Chief Nicolas Torre III says he is ready to assist in the manhunt for Senator Bato de la Rosa. That's if authorities receive information on De La Rosa's whereabouts within MMDA jurisdiction. Torre explained that this is an example of a whole-of-government approach where government agencies would handle operations in the areas of responsibility. Torre previously led operations involving Pastor Apollo Kibuloy and the enforcement of the ICC warrant against former President Rodrigo Duterte.
Part pa rin naman ako ng gobyerno eh. Kaya sa manhunt, in terms of manhunt, pwede talaga kami sumali. Binabantayan namin, malay mo, nagtago sa landfill, nagtago sa estero, nagtago dyan sa kalsada. Ayan, pwede nyo kami maasahan dyan. O, di ba? Pero sa ibang mga areas na may iba namang mga Office of Primary Responsibility, sila naman trabaho kasi whole of government approach nga eh.
If you're given a special assignment by the President, no, to help in the manhunt, do you have a choice to accept or do you have a choice to?
Pag presidente ng utusan, automatic no choice, di ba?
Back to the Senate. Members are demanding an investigation and security reforms following the May 13 shooting incident inside the complex. The chamber is simultaneously preparing for the upcoming impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. Mobile journalist Mary Mon Reyes has the details.
Walang di isa sa inyong nangamusta sa amin. Some of you I've known for 20 years, 10 years. And I didn't even hear any of you say, "Kamusta na kayo dyan?"
An emotional Senator Pia Cayetano took to the session floor on Wednesday her recollection of the shooting incident inside the Senate complex last week. This followed manifestations and speeches of Senate Minority Bloc members pushing for an independent and deeper investigation of what actually transpired in the incident. Yesterday, Senator Ping Lacson took a swipe at Cayetano's statement. He wrote, quote of the day, "Wala man lang nangumusta sa amin," followed by asking how one could even check on people who seemed happily eating, drinking coffee, and even going on Facebook Live while accusing the minority of supposedly knowing about the gunfires. Lacson also posted about how he was double relieved for no longer being the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee chairman, replaced by Cayetano. Meanwhile, according to Senator Erwin Tulfo in a phone call with the media, as they await for either a specific committee or a committee of the whole to do the legislative inquiry, with others also rooting for independent fact-finding bodies, what also matters now is an overhaul of security protocol.
Doon po sila nakapokus na doon sa lugar na parang anino ho yata pinagbabaril nila, parang kulang po sa training. And ito po ay awakening po sa security sa Senate mismo na may problema ang
Tulfo reiterated that minority members did express concern in the Senator's group chat, with him even praying for the safety of everyone still inside the Senate during the shooting incident. He mentioned Cayetano may not have had the time to see the messages due to the panic in the situation. In other Senate matters, Tulfo also shared that the all-member Senate caucus last Wednesday discussed the initial schedule of the Senate as both an impeachment court and legislative body. The trial proper is set to begin on July 6 pre-SONA. Regular sessions will be held in the morning before proceeding to the impeachment in the afternoon of Monday, and to be continued at 3 o'clock in the afternoon onwards of Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Thursdays will be for committee hearings and session, while Fridays will also be for other legislative matters. Given this, pre-trial matters may take place in the month of June. Meanwhile, Tulfo opposed the proposed Senate Rules Amendment of Senator Rodante Marcoleta, which allows Senator Dela Rosa, facing an International Criminal Court arrest warrant, to vote remotely in the impeachment proceedings.
I think pag dinala po sa floor yan, hindi rin po lulusot yan dahil talagang sa ang minority po, sigurado po ako ay hindi po boboto yan.
According to a majority bloc senator, while the motion was already referred to the Committee on Rules, which is yet to have a chairman to keep the ball rolling, De La Rosa still cannot participate virtually in plenary sessions and the impeachment trial. According to the Senate rules, the Senate President may convene and hold a session through teleconference, video conference, or other reliable forms of remote or electronic means due to force majeure or the occurrence of national emergencies that may prevent the convening of the Senate or the physical presence of its members in the session hall. Kapatid Mobile journalist Mary Monreyes, we are One News.
Here's what seems like is another reaction on the emotional outburst of Senator Pia Cayetano. It was dished out on the YouTube channel of Palace Press Officer Claire Castro. Watch this.
Takot na takot po ako na kailangan ko na magpaalam sa mga anak ko. Walang ni isa sa inyong nangamusta sa amin.
Hindi naman kayo nangamusta. Takot ako.
In other news, government inspectors are on the ground right now to enforce the price cap on imported rice. For the latest, let's bring in mobile journalist Fatima Baduria in Quezon City. Fatima, anong balita dyan?
Denise, kaninang umaga nagsagawa ng joint price monitoring ang Department of Agriculture at Department of Trade and Industry para makita kung sumusunod ang mga nagtitinda ng bigas sa price cap sa imported rice. Alinsunod yan sa Executive Order number 118 kung saan hanggang 50 pesos per kilo lang dapat ang presyo ng 5% broken premium na bigas. At sa pag-iikot natin kanina sa pamumuno ni Department of Agriculture Assistant Secretary Genevieve Guevara, nakita naman na sumusunod ang mga nagtitinda ng bigas, although meron siyang rekomendasyon na bukod sa presyo na nakalagay doon sa kanilang price tag ay mas maganda kung lalagyan din ng lugar kung saan nakuha ang bigas na ito para mabilis malaman kung ito ba ay imported o lokal. At mas naghihigpit nga ang DA at DTI kasama na rin ang PNP sa paglilibot kanina dahil posibleng mag-issue ng notice of violation sa mga hindi susunod dito sa price cap. At kapag nakitang guilty ay pwede pang mauwi sa pagkakakulong ng 1 to 10 years o magkaroon ng multa na 5,000 to 1 million pesos. Although kanina sa pag-iikot naman natin ay wala namang nasita at wala namang nahuli na lumalabag. Although may mga nakausap tayo no, na mga nagtitinda ng bigas. At ayon sa kanila ay may kinikita pa rin naman daw sila kahit papano, although talagang lumiit. Dahil ayon sa kanila ay 4 pesos na lang yung tubo nila sa kada kilo ng bigas kumpara sa dati na nasa 7 to 8 pesos yung tubo nila at talagang mas mabigat daw dahil syempre ay pasan pa nila yung bayad sa kanilang pwesto dito sa palengke, gayon din yung bayad sa kanilang mga tauhan. Pero ayon sa kanila ay titiisin na muna nila at matapos ng itong 30 days. Denise.
Fatima, dun sa mga makikitang lumalabag dun sa price cap, ano, yan ba ay sa unang violation pa lang ay pwede na silang pagmultahin, na pwede nang umabot sa pagkakakulong? At saka dagdag ko na rin, ano na rin nga ba yung presyo naman sa ibang supply pa ng pagkain?
Denise, ayon naman kaya DA ASEC kanina, no, pwede pa namang mapagbigyan kapag sa unang paglabag. Although kasi mabibigyan na sila ng notice of violation at magkakaroon ng investigasyon at mabibigyan sila ng pagkakataon naman na sumagot ng kanilang paliwanag, no, pwede nilang pabulaanan yung violation sa kanila. Pero kapag nga nakita na guilty sila, ay pwede talagang mauwi ito sa pagkakakulong. At kanina natignan na rin yung ibang mga presyo at pasok na naman daw sa SRP ng Department of Agriculture. Kanina nakita yung liempo nasa 380 pesos per kilo, ang laman ng baka 550 pesos, ang chicken yung buo ay 190 pesos, ang tilapia kanina ay 150 per kilo at ang sibuyas 100 pesos per kilo at lahat naman ng mga nakita ng DA at ng DTI ay pasok doon sa kanilang SRP. Denise.
Kamusta naman yung supply ng basic commodities ayon na rin sa mga opisyal ng DTI at Agriculture Department?
Kanina, Denise, ang na-check lang talaga nila ay yung mga presyo, no? Pero okay naman, although talagang sabi nga ng mga nagtitinda dito ay nahihirapan daw, lahat ng mga natanong kanina ay matumal daw ang bentahan dahil nga mas marami raw yung nagtitipid kaya talagang kumonte yung mga bumibili sa kanila, Denise.
All right, thank you for that update. Mobile Journal, Fatima Baduria reporting to us live from Quezon City. Join us again at 2 p.m. for the very latest stories. I'm Denise Tan, and in a bit, we are also bringing you global headlines from the Associated Press. Stay tuned to One News.
This is AP News Minute. Frustrated locals set fire to an Ebola treatment center in a town at the heart of the outbreak in eastern Congo on Thursday. The arson attack reflects the challenges of health workers trying to curb the rare virus that has been spreading for weeks in a region lacking in health facilities. A Buddhist hall in western Japan known for housing an eternal flame that has been burning for over 1,000 years caught fire and burned to the ground. The fire was confirmed extinguished on Thursday with around 30 firefighters on the scene tackling the flames, according to the local fire service. 2 members of the Gaza Samud flotilla who returned to Italy Thursday claim to have been mistreated and beaten while being detained by Israeli forces. Italy is now considering sanctions against the Israeli Minister of National Security after he was filmed taunting the detainees. In India, a heat wave has intensified as temperatures soar to 113 degrees Fahrenheit in the capital city of New Delhi. Authorities urge people to stay indoors during the hottest hours and take precautions against heat-related illnesses.